Faith, fun, and adrenaline unite over 600 youth at Grand Pathfinder Rally in Ukraine. Guadeloupe celebrates evangelistic efforts with mass baptisms in the Caribbean. Sign language evangelism empowers and inspires deaf community in South America. Adventists in Malaysia promote inclusion and combat prejudice with first Autism Advocacy Program. Stay tuned. CNN is starting now with these and other news. In Ukraine, a rally brought together over 600 Pathfinders for a competition among almost 70 different clubs. After 7 years of waiting, the event finally took place.
The all-Ukrainian Pathfinder Rally, Change It All, gathered over 600 participants in the southwestern Ukraine, near the Romanian border. This event was highly anticipated, as the last rally took place 7 years ago. Teenagers and mentors from 66 clubs came together under the theme, "With Him, You Can Change Everything." 16 young people were baptized, and 56 joined the Pathfinder movement, marking a significant moment for the Adventist Church in Ukraine. The rally featured a wide range of activities, including crafts, sports like wet volleyball and soap hockey, and training in first aid and sports. Participants also enjoyed unique experiences such as rock climbing and rope crossing. The traditional fair was a highlight, with clubs showcasing handmade crafts and culinary treats. A special visit from local police officers provided important lessons on safety at home and during vacations. The Hope TV channel team introduced the Pathfinders to their television project, involving them in its production. This project is available for viewing on YouTube. The event concluded with a baptism ceremony and a dedication service for new Pathfinders and Master Guides, accompanied by a brass band from a local church.
Despite the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, it's inspiring to see Pathfinders participating with such enthusiasm. Commendations to them for their outstanding efforts. That was truly exciting. In Lubango, southwestern Angola, a unique initiative is bringing people together through acts of service. Seventh-day Adventists are offering free rides and haircuts, sharing the message of the Bible and uplifting spirits along the way.
In Lubango, southwestern Angola Union, the youth have adopted a transport system where they offer free transport on Friday evenings to commuters going to and from work and running various errands. During the bus ride, the young people conduct a worship service for the passengers and also distribute free Christian literature. In just a span of an hour, they can reach out to over 100 people. Through this initiative, several individuals have indicated that they would like to know more about the church, while some now attend worship services. In the same area, young people decided to offer a free haircut service, which in turn has drawn a lot of attention from the public. While getting a haircut, clients are ministered to through biblical lessons shared by the youth.
It's fascinating to see how creative ideas, combined with kindness and a spirit of service, can greatly advance the work of spreading the gospel. Beautiful testimony. In Guadeloupe, an archipelago located in the Caribbean Sea, the Seventh-day Adventist community recently celebrated a major milestone in their evangelism efforts with the All the Family in Mission initiative. The initiative led to a total of over 50,000 baptisms.
This event, held at La Perseverance Adventist School in Pointe-à-Pitre, marked the conclusion of a 2-week campaign across the French Antilles-Guyana Union, including Guadeloupe, Martinique, and French Guiana. The initiative aimed to involve every church member in spreading the gospel, leading to over 300 baptisms, 162 of which occurred in Guadeloupe alone. The campaign featured the participation of guest speakers from various regions, including the United States and Mexico, who delivered messages that resonated deeply with the attendees. Among the newly baptized were individuals who had been touched by personal visits, Bible studies, and the impactful sermons delivered during the campaign. The event highlighted the diverse ways in which the community engaged in outreach, from sharing personal testimonies to organizing activities that fostered a spirit of service and fellowship. The impact of the All the Family in Mission initiative was reflected not only in the number of baptisms, but also in the renewed dedication of church members to their mission. Leaders highlighted the importance of sustained engagement with the community and encouraged members to deepen their faith and discipleship. The celebration included music, drama performances, and reports on the wider influence of the initiative, which has resulted in over 55,000 baptisms across the Inter-American Division's territory.
This event highlighted the power of collective efforts and personal engagement in advancing the church's mission. It demonstrated how public evangelism, fueled by individual commitment, continues to play a vital role in spiritual growth and outreach. Sign language ministry engages the deaf community and brings new purpose to people's lives. The project aims to involve and actively include the deaf community in sermons and Bible studies, creating a meaningful outcome.
In South America, the Sign Language Ministry, organized by the Adventist Possibility Ministries of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, focused on the theme, Overcoming Trials. The event aimed to strengthen connections within the deaf community across 8 South American countries and to attract the interest of other deaf individuals. Marivon Jose, one of the newly baptized, shared his journey from a life of confusion and biblical illiteracy to finding clarity and salvation through the teachings he received at the Adventist Church. Similarly, Solange Borges, another participant, described her joy in discovering biblical truths, particularly about the Sabbath, which led her to baptism. The ministry, which began around 15 years ago, has grown significantly, engaging both deaf and hearing individuals, and aims to make the Bible accessible to all through Brazilian Sign Language.
The program actively engaged the deaf community, highlighting the importance of inclusion. It emphasized that every member, including those with disabilities, should be fully involved in the church's mission. Let's go to the Philippines now, where master guides of the Seventh-day Adventist Church are promoting evangelism in detention centers and communities, resulting in 61 baptisms.
The master guides of the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Cebu, Philippines, conducted evangelistic initiatives resulting in 61 baptisms. They collaborated with local government agencies, including the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology in Talisay, and the Upper Green Valley region in Lahug. The Master Guide program is the highest level of training within the Pathfinders. In the detention centers, the Master Guides conducted weekly Bible studies under the theme, I Will Follow You, for 3 months, culminating in 52 baptisms. In Lahug, an evangelistic series resulted in 9 baptisms. The meetings included health segments and children's classes, with volunteer doctors providing health services, overcoming initial prejudices. The medical mission and genuine interactions helped form friendships and open hearts to Jesus Christ. Hoyer Barlizo, president of the Central Philippine Union Conference, expressed gratitude and encouraged missionary zeal, quoting Revelation 2:25. The Master Guides are committed to expanding their efforts in the future.
May these initiatives inspire us to participate in the church's mission, regardless of age, nationality, gender, or race. The Pacific Adventist University in Papua New Guinea celebrated its 40th anniversary, reflecting on the impact of holistic education.
More than 1,100 attendees, including alumni from across the South Pacific region, gathered at the Koyari Park campus in Papua New Guinea to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the Pacific Adventist University. Activities included class reunions, a South Pacific Islands concert, and a lively parade. Papua New Guinea's Prime Minister, James Marape, praised the university for its holistic educational approach, combining academic learning with spiritual and character development. During the festive week, there were musical performances, a night market, and tributes to dedicated staff members. Alumni announced fundraising initiatives that surpassed $25,000. The event also featured the inaugurations of a new women's dormitory and a prayer garden and memorial for former missionaries. At the closing ceremony, Kinoka Feo, Minister of Higher Education and an alumnus of the institution, announced a $550,000 scholarship program. Vice Chancellor Professor Lohi Matainaho expressed gratitude and emphasized the university's commitment to equipping students to become world changers.
Congratulations to the Pacific Adventist University for 40 years of dedication to holistic education. We look forward to seeing what the future holds. Have you ever wondered if heaven and hell exist, and if we live there eternally after death? Join Pastor Ted Wilson, president of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, as he explores the first part of chapter 33 of The Great Controversy by Ellen White. He explains Satan's lie about life and the state of the dead, a deception that has distorted our understanding of death and the immortality of the soul.
It is always dangerous, my friends, to argue with the devil. We read in The Great Controversy, had Eve refrained from entering into argument with the tempter, she would have been safe. But she ventured to parley with him and fell a victim to his wiles. The author continues, it is thus that many are still overcome. They doubt and argue concerning the requirements of God, and instead of obeying the divine commands, they accept human theories which but disguise the devices of Satan. To make his lies more attractive, Satan always mixes in a little truth. In this case, the truth was that their eyes would indeed be opened, and they would know evil as well as good, something God never intended for them to experience. Satan's lie, told in Eden, you will not surely die, lives on today in direct contradiction to God's warning in the Garden of Eden and what he tells us in his word today. For dust you are, and to dust you shall return, proclaimed Christ to Adam after the fall. Romans 5:12 tells us, through one man sin entered the world, and death through sin. And thus death spread to all men because all sinned. And in Ezekiel 18:20 we are assured, the soul who sins shall die. And yet, contrary to God's word, many believe the soul never dies, living eternally either in heaven or hell. This doctrine of the devil has done untold damage to the hearts and minds of generations, misrepresenting God in the worst possible way.
For the full episode and other videos delving deeper into the Seventh-day Adventist faith and its story, visit our official channel on YouTube. Students from Montemorelos Adventist University won first place in the National Enactus competition in Mexico. The event, which promotes sustainable business models to improve communities, was held at the Citibank Banamex Convention Center in Mexico City.
The Montemorelos Enactus team won first place in the Next Gen Leaders category at the National Enactus competition for the first time. Their project, coined as NAMOCA, developed during the 2023-2024 school year, aims to improve oral health and reduce plastic pollution in the La Estrella community in Linares, Nuevo León, Mexico. The team created sustainable, natural dental hygiene products using organic ingredients like waterless oral hygiene tablets. The project also empowers women by integrating them into the production chain, creating economic opportunities. By winning first place in the Next Gen Leaders category this year, the team is invited to participate as part of the Mexican delegation in the Enactus World Cup to be held in Kazakhstan from October 4, 2024.
The project, led by Montemorelos students, showcases a creative approach to community service. This initiative reflects the mission of Adventist education, which aims to prepare children and youth for a life dedicated to serving God and others. Let's take a look at an Adventist church initiative in the Trans-European region that is making a difference in Warsaw, Poland. The new Sunlight School offers an open-door mission combining education and faith to transform lives and draw people to the light of Jesus.
1,000 miles north, near Warsaw, Poland, the new Sunlight School also provides an open door for mission.
Our school, our preschool and school, Compass, more or less 15% are from our community and 50% are from the church. We build bridges between community and the church.
We are ambassadors for Christ here. We care about the children, the families, and the people surrounding us.
A school that reflects the Christian mission and values lights the way for families, communities, and generations. The church in Malaysia has taken an important step with the launch of the country's first Adventist Autism Advocacy Program.
The Seventh-day Adventist Church in Sabah inaugurated Building CARE in Kota Kinabalu. The event was attended by 200 participants, including church leaders, pastors, teachers, and representatives from the Sabah government. The program promotes the inclusion of autistic children and addresses the stigma associated with the disorder through education and advocacy. With support from NGOs and families, Building CARE also aims to improve infrastructure and support for these children. Dr. Jane Yap, Director of the Adventist Possibility Ministries, emphasized the program's importance and the Church's commitment to caring for the most vulnerable. The event also highlighted the rising rate of autism diagnoses in Malaysia.
Congratulations to the Adventist Church in Sabah for its compassionate leadership. Building CARE brings hope and support to many families in Malaysia. Advent Health launched a Spiritual Connections video series this year with the theme Rooted in Faith. Each month, a new video features Advent Health leaders sharing reflections on faith, connecting their insights to our hero of faith from Hebrews 11. In the episode titled Faith in the Trenches, Christian Taylor, Director of Mission and Ministry at Advent Health's corporate campus, ties his personal story to the life of Rahab.
This was far from my dream job. I worked long hours, bouncing back and forth between washing dishes and taking orders and cleaning up, only to wake up the next day and do it all over again. But there's a certain comfort in routine, even if it's less than ideal. I had dropped out of high school and didn't have a path forward. This job is all I had, or at least that's what I thought. But God had other plans. He tested me in that moment and ultimately set me on a path I never intended to explore. This manager happened to be the new general manager of the restaurant. He and we couldn't have been more different. And the only thing we shared in common was the same name, Christian. We were an unlikely match, but he took the time to get to know me, and he mentored me. He trusted and believed in me, oftentimes giving me more responsibility. I felt seen and valued, things I had forgotten. Eventually, he was asked to oversee 5 other restaurants, and he needed me to manage one of them. I eagerly waited our next meeting, but when it came, he delivered some unexpected news. His leaders rejected his requests multiple times. The Bible introduces us to a woman named Rahab. She lived on the margins of her society. Her home was on the wall of the city of Jericho, which meant she was the first in line of fire and the most vulnerable to harm if another nation attacked. She was unprotected, unimportant, and unseen. Well, the day came and the Israelites were ready to attack. Spies knocked on her door, and she was immediately placed in the crosshairs of having to decide how to respond. Would she treat these men with the same disregard and contempt she so often received? Or would she choose kindness? When Rahab looks at her life in that moment, there is little to be proud of or to celebrate. Life had been hard, painful, and lonely. Yet she chose to offer them kindness and safety. 2 things she had been searching for. She put her faith in a God she'd only heard about, and she trusted that he would deliver his people, and surely he would deliver her too. She protected the spies, and God protected her and her family. When my manager gave me the news that day, he responded confidently, "You were meant for something much greater than this. I see it in you." He directed me to focus all of my energy on finding out my purpose. And so I did. Within 2 months, I was checking into my college dorm. And having received a scholarship for my GED scores, I pursued a path that led me to become a healthcare chaplain. His kindness was my turning point. He rescued me from low self-esteem and a dim future, and he refused to let me fall short of my purpose and potential. His compassion revealed his faith in me, and in turn, renewed my faith in God and humanity. I've been blessed to find my calling in healthcare ministry. And to put it in its simplest terms, healthcare is nothing more and nothing less than the work of kindness. To consider the sufferings of others, regardless of who they are and where they come from, says more about our faith in God and humankind than anything else. Our hardships don't define us. Rather, they strengthen what's deep inside.
It's uplifting to know that when we can't see a clear path in life, God often changes our direction in unexpected ways. His plans are far greater than ours. Let's trust His goodness and mercy to lead us into eternity. Inspired by the Olympic Games, a recent sports event organized by the Seventh-day Adventist schools in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, attracted over 900 students. This activity featured various sports and competitions, garnered significant attention from local media.
The sports adventure brought together over 900 students and was an initiative driven by a passion to encourage youth participation in sports and foster a healthier lifestyle. The competition, which has grown substantially since its inception, showcased various sports, including soccer, volleyball, basketball, athletics, dodgeball, and table tennis, all organized into categories based on age and gender. The event also highlighted the importance of sportsmanship and character development. The enthusiasm from students, coupled with the dedication of the organizing team, exemplified the program's impact beyond the sports arena, reflecting positively on the students' overall growth and academic performance.
Impressive work from the Adventist schools in Rio. It's wonderful to see students so energized and involved. In 2021, part of the 13th Sabbath offering enabled Central America Adventist University in Costa Rica to open the Pure Hope Center of Influence on their campus. This center runs projects that significantly benefit the community. Let's explore the impact the offering has made so far.
Your mission offerings unite Seventh-day Adventist believers for a common purpose, extending a helping hand to those in need. Adventist communities around the world pour their resources, time, and prayers into initiatives that bring hope, healing, and love to countless individuals. In 2021, a portion of the 13th Sabbath offering allowed Central America Adventist University to open a center of influence on their campus in Costa Rica.
Estamos ahorita en el Centro de Influencia Pura Esperanza.
Right now we're at the Pure Hope Center of Influence, which is within the campus of Central America Adventist University. This is where we carry out projects that have an impact on the community, where mainly those people who are not Adventists are invited so that they can be impacted, so that they can see a benefit within their lives.
Eduardo is not only the director of the center, but he's also a professional psychologist. He holds free classes and workshops for the community with the help of volunteers. A variety of mental health therapy groups meet here. One of the most attended is specifically for men.
Men who have anger management problems, that there's perhaps aggression or violence at home. They come here too, and through the knowledge of therapy, as well as the will of God, the human being, in this case men, can be recovered.
There's also a group for women who have suffered from domestic violence. Deep emotional wounds have been healed as a result of these meetings.
We do not make decisions for other people. We simply help them and guide them so they make the best decisions that they believe is appropriate for their lives.
When you do projects like the ones the Center of Influence has, you're helping them with a need that they have. And it's like one, through that need, little by little, shows them the love of God.
Your 13th Sabbath offerings in 2021 helped transform lives through the ministry of Pure Hope. Health fairs, computer classes, and tutoring sessions have all been made possible because of your faithful giving.
I believe that God commands that we speak of His love. Speaking of His love does not simply mean preaching through the Bible. We can also do it from our different professions. I believe that people can serve in different ways. In whatever area the person is in, they can talk a little more about God and reach those who aren't able to reach by approaching them with the Bible alone.
Please continue to pray for this center of influence and other centers around the world.
I invite all those who are watching us to always pray for those who need to know God, that He puts the path in front of all those good people and helps them with whatever they are going through.
Let's pray for this and other projects around the world and generously support the Lord's work. For more mission stories, visit AdventistMission.org. I hope you enjoyed this multicultural experience of news from the Seventh-day Adventist Church worldwide. Present in over 200 countries, the denomination seeks to be the hands and feet of Christ through its members, leaders, administrative headquarters, institutions, and support ministries. You can access other good news by joining the official channels of the Seventh-day Adventist Church on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, and also on the ANN website, adventist.news. Share your faith journey and submit prayer requests on our channels. Our team is committed to praying for you 24/7. Before I say goodbye, I'll leave you with the inspiring words from the book of Malachi chapter 1, verse 5. The text says, "You will see it with your own eyes and say, 'Great is the Lord, even beyond the borders of Israel.'" Study the Bible daily to discover other wonderful promises of hope. God willing, we will meet in the next edition of ANN. God bless you.